Yeah. All right. Know what time it is. Know what time it is. It's time for the Victory Talk podcast. We got a lot of shit to cover today. I'm really excited. Matter of fact, let's not waste any more time. Let's get into it. Welcome to another episode of the Victory Talk podcast. This is the only podcast that's 100% devoted to helping you build your money, muscle, and your mindset. All right, because when you get those things together, life just kind of works out for itself. You got the right mindset. You're physically fit, strong, capable, healthy, and you got some disposable income, abundance financially. It's like, what the fuck else you need? You know what I'm saying? Everything else will take care of itself. You do that shit, man, your family should be in good shape. You shouldn't have to worry about friends. You know, they'll be there. Like, everything just kind of works out. It all starts with you, right? One thing we don't do here is blame other people, the government, fucking the Illuminati, you know, other shit. We understand that our success is in our control. And in order to achieve the success we want, we need to build that money muscle mindset. And that's what this whole podcast is about. It's all we ever been doing. And this is episode 68.
Yeah.
68. Shout out to us, man. They didn't think it would last. They didn't think it would last. 68 episodes deep. 68 episodes deep. Of course, I am your humble and gracious host, Brandon Carter, King Keto, Gymnasium Jesus, Jesus de Gimnasio, El Jefe de Ejercicio para Abdominales. And, you know, I'll be guiding you through this. We got my girl reading the comments, blocking the haters, and reading the super chats. We got the homie Nima in the cut doing all the technical shit, man. Yo, somebody asked me, it was like, yo, man, I'm in Miami. I'd like you to be a guest on my podcast. Can we use your podcast studio? I was like, yeah. You know how to use all the shit? He said, nah. I was like, me neither, nigga. I don't know how to do none of this shit. And that's why we got the homie Nima, man, straight out of Iran. You know what I'm saying? He was an Iranian nuclear physicist. And you know what I'm saying? So I sent SEAL Team 6 went and got him. And I said, listen, guys. He's cool, man. I vouch for him. Just bring him here. We'll have him doing the podcast instead.
I owe you a lot.
Hey, man,
Thank you.
Listen, man. That's what we're here for, man. We're here. We're doing God's work. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, so we're going to talk about, we got a lot to cover today. And it's all about how to help build your money muscle mindset so you can ball on the haters and flex on the hoes. All right. And now, here's the thing. We got a sponsor. This week. But it's not the sponsor we usually have. Nope. Thought Repelling did not sponsor this week. It's a new sponsor. And the sponsor is you. let me explain what I mean. What we have now is, you know, what I teach. I have a business called High Ticket Trainer. Over 15,000 people have been through it. You know what I'm saying? People making a lot of money building big businesses, learning how to build their online training business. But I know a lot of y'all is like super broke. Like, I mean, I've like talked to some of you guys. Motherfuckers be showing me accounts with like $0. I'm like, nigga, what the fuck is the matter with you? Right? So you can't afford to work. That's cool. So what we did just for Black Friday, and I meant to say it on the podcast, like the end of November, right? Black Friday, Cyber Monday until the end of November. What we did was me and Nima put together, I remade one of my old courses called the FitBiz Blueprint, which is like a stripped down version of High Ticket Trainer. It's really stripped down, but you will be able to use that to learn everything you need to know to build an online fitness business. And my goal is so you can make some fucking money and you can finally join High Ticket Trainer and then make even more money. So we selling that for the low, and the link is in the description. It's called FitBiz Blueprint, but the sale ends on December 1st. So if you want to get it, really build your, like, if you've been thinking about, hey man, maybe I want to do the online fitness business thing, or if you tried to join High Ticket Trainer and you ain't had the bread, here's the opportunity to get it going. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not going to do no hard sell. Those who want to do it is right there. If you don't want to do it, hey, that's cool too, man. You know what I'm saying? Like my Richard Mills paid for it. I'm straight. You know what I'm saying? If I ever die, let's say it happened today, super unlikely, but my son, he's set for life. I'm straight. You know what I'm saying? But if you want to be straight, we got it for the low. It's only $97.
Yeah.
$97, and it ain't a whole lot of money. But it can really change your life. Like me and Nima put a lot of work into that. I sat down and redid the whole course, and we launched it like via my email list around Thanksgiving. And I meant to say it on the podcast. I just forgot. Got a lot of shit going on, man. But I'm telling y'all now, so this is the last time you can get it. If you want it, if you don't want it, that's cool too, man. I ain't even tripping. All right. Let's get into the.
It's also, I'm sorry, it's also the first link in the description.
It's the first link. It's the first link. Yeah, hey, buy it, don't buy it, miss out. You know, who gives a shit, right? All right. But if you do buy it, you'll be. We almost made it too good, you know, but it's definitely for the price, but it's all good. You know what I'm saying? Hey, those who get it will get it. Those who don't, it's cool. All right, let's get into the podcast. Something to talk about this is some real talk. One of my mentors told me a long time ago that a man will be as successful as his wife lets him. And he wasn't joking. I laughed, and then he looked at me with a straight face. He was dead serious. And, you know, I was a young kid. I didn't really understand how, I didn't understand the magnitude of that statement until I got into business and I started coaching other people with their businesses, and I would see that you can either have a woman who's helping you, like you pick the right woman and she's helping you, propelling you towards your goal, making you better, like the Fabulous song, Make Me Better, or you can have some bitch sucking the success out of you, weighing you down like an anchor, holding you in place, impeding your ability to ball. You may be thinking, hey, how do I know if this is a girl who's going to be advantageous to my pursuit of victory and financial success, or if she's going to be my downfall? Well, in this video, I'm going to show you the 5 signs that your girlfriend is keeping you poor and what to do about it. Spoiler alert. Some bitch is blocking your blessings. You got to get rid of her. Kick her to the curb. Because, you know, if you watch that Batman, before I get into 5 reasons, I want you to know, if you see any of these 5 things in your girl, you got 2 options. One, you got 3 options. If you see anything in these 5 girls, you got 2 options. You can just accept that you won't succeed financially, and stay with your girlfriend or wife or whatever. Or you can do what Batman did. Yeah. If you watch the last Batman movie, it was with the guy from Twilight, not the Mexican werewolf, the other one, whose name escapes me. And I think he was a British vampire or some shit. I didn't watch the movie, but I know he was in it. And he was the Batman. And at the end, he fell in love with the cat girl, right? Catwoman. And they had saved the day or something, right? The city was fucked up at the end of it, right? But they did something good. And then she was like, yo, why don't you just go with me to this other city? Stop being Batman. Stop following your purpose and stop doing the thing you've trained your whole life to do. And just go with me and do some cat shit with me, man. And he, the Batman didn't even say nothing, man. He just looked at her and then she was like, yeah, I was tripping. I'm a stupid bitch. And then they drove off. But it wasn't like, if you watch the end of the movie when he's riding like the bat motorcycle, bat cycle, some shit. And he looks back in the rear view, he sees Catwoman going the other way, man. It looked like he teared up. So it wasn't like, yeah, fuck these hoes, like Snoop Dogg or some shit, right? It was more like it hurt him, but he knew it was the right decision. You know what I'm saying? Life is kind of like chess. Like if you're playing chess, the queen is a super useful piece on the board. However, you can lose your queen and still win the game. You can lose the game and keep your queen. The goal of the game is to win the game, not to keep the queen. All right. If you can keep the queen, though, you have a higher chance of victory in the game of chess. But if she got to go, she got to go. And here's how you know if she got to go. Here are the 5 signs your girlfriend is keeping you po. Number 1. She's always saying, you work too much. She doesn't want you to work hard. It's funny. There was a time in recent history when hard work was looked at as an attribute, something valuable, something that was admired, something that should be admired, right? When people would look at a man who's working hard, providing for his family and the people he loved, and think, man, that's a good brother. Now they act like, oh, you're a workaholic. You work too much, as if loving what you do is some sort of fucking disease, right? Or striving for greatness is like a problem, Now, I'm not saying you got to neglect the chick. I'm not saying that. You do have to spend some time with your girlfriend or your wife, right? And I'm not telling you not to, but here's what I recommend you do, right? You can either dump her immediately, which is cool. Like I'm not going to shame you for that. Or you can do what I tell my students to do who have this problem, because they join one of my programs, they start working super hard, and then the girl says, you know what? Matter of fact, this happened to one of my successful female students, right? She came into my high ticket training program. She had never trained anybody before, never ran a business before, but she had lost a lot of weight, like taking one of my old keto programs a long time ago, and it really helped her and it changed her life. And she said she wanted to help people the same way. And I was like, all right, let's do it, and she started building a business. She started making 20 grand a month within the first year. And her husband was like, oh, you work too much. You work too much. You work too much. Right. Now, keep in mind, I can see this from a spouse's, if you just start doing this shit out of nowhere, like they didn't sign up for this. So maybe he wasn't on board. Maybe your spouse is not on board. But anyway, what I said to her was, do you have time for your husband on your calendar? And she looked at me kind of like, oh, no. Well, listen, entrepreneur, this guy or girl, if you're serious about a business, that's like your baby. You're going to put in all your free time on it, and you're going to get around to your spouse. You're going to get around to the other things. What you need to do is just schedule it. I said, listen, just schedule some time with your husband, and see if that makes a difference. But if you don't, but if you can't, I'm sorry, if you do that and he's still tripping, then, then now you got decisions to make. Now you got decisions to make. And what happened was she started scheduling time with him where she wasn't on her phone, like trying to get deals or close client or working with her clients. And it wasn't a problem no more. Right? She was legit neglecting him, and you might be doing the same thing to your spouse, right? You might be legit neglecting your spouse, or you're not neglecting them and they just bitching, in which case, hey man, the goal is to win the game, not to keep the queen, baby. You know what I'm saying? So that's your course of action. One, what you could do is you could do this. You can ask her, hey, how much time do you think we should be spending together? What do you think is the right amount of time? Now, it's weird. You might have to phrase that differently. I don't know how to phrase it. Women typically react negatively to that. Right? Like, we need to spend more time. Well, how much time? What do you mean how much time? I can't be logical. It's like, I can't be logical. What the fuck? In which case you might have to figure, hey, how much time do you think is appropriate? Right? And put it in your calendar. Like, if you've been following any of my content for a while, I recommend you live out of your calendar. Right? I have videos about it, how to plan your calendar so you're more productive. And because you should be able to get adequate sleep, work a fucking ton of hours, spend time with your family and your girl. There's 178 hours in each day. You should be able to do everything if you're using your calendar right. Put your girl in the calendar. Put it in there, man. And if that's still not enough, then you got to decide, man. Do you want to win the game or you want to keep the queen? At that point, she's made it so the ball's in your court. At that point, you got some decisions to make. I can't tell you what to do. You got to decide. And I know what Batman would do. Batman will watch that bitch in the rear view. You might shed a tear like a simp, man, but that's okay. Still make the right decision. We all simp sometimes. Even your daddy simps sometimes. Like when he didn't make her eat that Plan B. 9 months later, you came out. Now you're watching YouTube videos, man. So it's okay. Let's get serious. All right. Plan time for your girl. Because she might be right. That's the key. She might be right. First, you have to see if she's right. Are you really neglecting her or not? Plan time for her. Because you're not just going to get around to it. All right. And then if that's still not adequate, I'm Batman. The second reason your girl is keeping you broken is she's stressing you out, man. Listen, hold on, let me bring something up for you very quick, man. I got to give you guys a harsh truth about reality, a harsh truth about, I don't know all about women, so that I'm going to yield this to, hold on. I'm going to yield this to someone else. Hold on. I should have had this up before, but I just thought about it just now, man. So just bear with me, man. This shit's live. All right. Yeah, go ahead. We'll play this. Check this out. Oh, what is it?
Focus. That's right. And we all know what it is. And what's that focus? The focus is yourself and the to bring you.
This is the wrong time. Take it off. I got to find the right clip. Okay. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Check it out. Put it
You
on.
can't make a woman happy. It's impossible. I've never met a happy woman in my life. Women always complaining about something. Shit, women like to complain. Women save up shit to complain about. Oh, he don't even know I know, but I'm gonna get his ass on that shit next month.
Facts. All true.
They like fucking complaining. They love it. No matter what you do, your woman is mad at you.
Mm-hmm.
If you work all the time, why you work all the time? You ain't never home.
Yeah.
You always leaving me. I hate this shit.
Every guy's nodding his head.
If you home all the
Even
time,
your father.
why you all up under me? Let me get some fucking room to breathe. Damn, stop sweating me. I hate this shit. If you make more money than her, fuck you. I want to make decisions too. You ain't my fucking daddy. I don't need you to take care of me. You can't make a woman.
And then at the end, they took it off. But at the end, he says, if you broke, he's like, oh, you broke. You won't make no money. I hate this shit, right? You just like you can't make him happy. So don't think you're gonna like get a new girl and she's not gonna be tripping. That is comically unrealistic. They're all crazy, including your mother, your sister. It's okay. It's all right. Chris Rock is right. All right. So now you need to find out if it's unreasonable or not, because you might be fucking up. A lot of you guys are shitheads. Let's be honest. Like you motherfuckers ain't. Every guy watching this is not fucking Prince Charming. Some of you guys are shitheads. All right. So you got to see if she's really fucking tripping or not. Right. Or maybe y'all just not communicating. So I recommend the only relationship book. Well, there's two relationship books I recommend. One is The Superior Man by some fucking guy. And the other one that's in the context of this is The 5 Love Languages by some other white man. Right. So basically he said that in the book, the link's in the description. In the book, he says that there's 3 ways that people feel love. There's 5 different ways that people feel love. Now, everybody has some of it, but there's a predominant one, right? And you got to find out which one is your girl, right? Some women, or just humans respond better to words of affirmation, right? You start giving them props, telling them how much you love them, how dope they are, compliments and shit. Some respond better to physical touch, showing affection physically. Some respond better to receiving gifts, right? Some, you buying some shit, man, you getting some roses or something, man, they fucking, everything's fine, right? Some respond better to quality time, right? And that's like, just fucking doing shit with them, Some respond better to acts of service, which is doing shit for them. Right. And different people feel love different ways. Right. So not everybody, you may be giving your girl a bunch of shit, but that's not her fucking love language. That's not the shit she responds to. Right. Maybe she's a quality time chick, or you may be spending a bunch of time with the chick, but that's not her shit. Maybe she likes when she likes, compliments and words of affirmation. It's all different. You got to find out which one is yours. And a lot of times, I don't want to say every time. Oh no. But a lot of times, if you can like figure this out, what your girl's love language is, and respond accordingly, they'll be tripping less. I never want to say that your chick is never going to be tripping. Chris Rock just taught us that. It doesn't really matter what you do. She's going to be tripping, but we want to minimize it to a manageable level, right? A lot of guys, I see them break up with their girl, think, man, she's tripping too much, right? The next girl will be tripping too. 100% of them are tripping. They are crazy people, straight up. So you got to find out which one of these things are, and see if she starts tripping less. Now, if she's just a fucking crazy person, right? Then if you still do all the shit and she's still tripping, you got some decisions to make, right? So check this out. What I do with my sales team, and the reason I know this because I coach okay, here's something you should know about salespeople. It's 100% a mental game, right? If they're out of it mentally, then their sales would drop. I can't explain it. No, I can't explain it. They just got too much shit going on. They can't fucking focus, right? And a lot of times, it's there's relationship problems. Their girlfriends or wives is tripping. Then their close rate goes down, and I gotta fix this motherfucker's relationship so I make more money. Ain't that a bitch? Ain't that a bitch? Well, that's what I do. So basically, we find out which one of these what's his girl's like primary love language. It's like every human likes all of these, but there's usually a primary one. All right. So we find out what it is. If it's receiving gifts, which is the easiest one, right? You may say, oh man, these are gold diggers, right? They're not gold diggers. That's just how they were taught to love. Like maybe their dad bought them shit and he wasn't around. He bought her shit, and that's how she knew her dad loved her. And it's whatever. It's actually the easiest one because you can always buy more shit. But when time is gone, it's gone forever, right? You can always buy shit. This is the easiest one. So let's say one of my sales guys is receiving gifts. That's his girl's love language. So I was like, all right, what we're gonna do is we're gonna put a recurring task in your calendar of when you buy her some shit, roses, flowers, all this, and it's in the calendar. Next thing you know, boom, his close rate's up. He's making more money. I'm making more money. Bitches tripping less. Everybody's happier, right? Or if it's quality time, I'm like, all right, man, you got to put time for your girl in the calendar. How much time is your girl's time in the calendar? No, you fucking dummy. You know what I'm saying? And then, or just whatever it is, we put it in the calendar. So we're not like hoping we get around to this shit, right? And then she starts tripping less. And then next thing you know, you're making more money. Problem solved. Tripping less. Let's be clear. I cannot stress this enough. It's never going to stop. No matter what you do. All right. Number 3. She disregards your financial goals. She's not even like considering the shit that you talking about, right? She just doesn't care about your financial goals. And that's okay as long as it doesn't manifest itself in different ways where, as long as it doesn't manifest itself in a way where she doesn't understand what you're doing. So you have to work hard. And she doesn't even, it's like, what are you doing, dummy? You know what I'm saying? It's like, I'll work hard. And she's downgrading you. Oh, why are you working on that? Stop working on that. It's similar to the saying you work too much. It's there's similarities, but it's coming from a different place. It's like, oh, you wasting your time, man. Stop doing that shit, man. Let's go. Let's do some other shit, right? It's one thing if she thinks it, but if she acts like it and she's stressing you out about it, then she probably just got to go. You know what I'm saying? I don't have no solution for that. Fuck her. All right. Number 4. Excuse me. She wants you to spend above your means, right? She want to go on all types of trips that you got to pay for. She wants you to go all these places and do all this stuff and spend above your means, right? But you trying to stack bread up. You trying to invest. You trying to build a business and do all this other stuff. And if you can't reason with her, then she got to go. So you'll see this more with younger girls. Because younger people in general, men and women, what I've noticed is in my 41 years on planet Earth is that the young people of Earth seem to have difficulty thinking long term in general. There are exceptions, of course, but in general, long term, there's a deficit of long term thinking amongst the youth. And it makes sense because if you've only been on Earth 20 years, okay, you probably only remember 15 of them. So like a year seems like a fucking long time. You know what I'm saying? A year seems like a long time, right? If you're 15, right? You probably only remember 10 years of your life. So a year is like 10% of the life you lived. So I can see why they have difficulty thinking long term. But the problem is things that are good for you things that you enjoy in the short term are typically not good for you long term. And things that you don't enjoy short term are typically good for you long term, like saving money. No one likes doing that shit. No, you know what I'm saying? We all want to just blow money and shit all the time. We all want to. We want to blow money all the time. However, what you want to do is invest that money, put it away in some shit you can't even see. And then it gives you dividends down the line. But no one likes doing that. We rather just enjoy that money now. But it's kind of like planting a seed. The first nigga to ball ever on earth planted the seed instead of eating it. They're like, oh shit, there's a seed, nigga. We should eat them. He was like, nah, man. Nah, we gonna put these seeds in the ground. 5-6 years, we gonna have whole trees of this shit. That was the first nigga to ball ever. That was the first baller. For you to be the next baller, you gotta take these monies and then plant them until they grow into more fruit, right? But if she's not trying to hear that shit, she wants you to spend all your money now. She want to eat the goddamn seeds now. You can try to reason with her, man, but you can't reason with all these people, man. And if she ain't feeling it, man, guess what? She got to go. She got to go. She got to go. And the fifth reason. All right. I'm laughing because I did it again, because when this is a YouTube video, I want the RM to show. The fifth reason your girlfriend, let's get serious. The fifth reason your girlfriend may be keeping you poor is she don't believe in you. Now, here's the key. No one has to believe in you for you to succeed. However, if she's hating on you, right? If she's deliberately saying, oh, you can't do that. You'll never be successful. You a bitch. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever. Just hating on your efforts. Why you doing that, man? You ain't never gonna succeed at that. Stop. If she's hating, she gotta go. You can't be around that negativity, man. Negativity energy. I ain't never met a rich hater. Except for Greg Doucette. He's done pretty well for himself. I gotta admit that. My man just pulled up in the new Urus. Controversy sells. But that's just one, right? Typically, haters don't get rich because the pessimism and cynicism they become self-fulfilling prophecies, right? You have to stay away from all pessimists and all cynics because they use cynicism and pessimism as tools to mitigate the feelings of inadequacies they experience when motherfuckers are flexing on them. You know what I'm saying? And they use it to justify their failures, right? And secretly, I've had this experience, with women in the past where they see you succeeding and they're secretly jealous because the shit that they want to accomplish hasn't been working out for them. Maybe if you wasn't high all the time, dummy. I digress. But it's like, and then that hatred manifests itself in the cynicism, the pessimism, the subtle jabs, the making fun of you. Like, not just women, but all people in your life who talk that shit, man, they gotta go, man. You know what I'm saying? I had an uncle who was like hating on me and shit. He said some slick shit to me, man, once, long time ago, and about my business. I was like, all right, cool. And he died. I didn't even go to his funeral, man. You know what I'm saying? Because God don't like that shit. God don't like ugly. That's why they took him away from us. You know what I'm saying? God don't like him hating on his creations. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, cut off anybody, including your fucking girlfriend, wife, children, just all humans who are like fucking being cynical and pessimistic and hating on your success. They don't have to believe in you, right? I don't want you to be one of those guys who's crying about, oh, no one supports me. No. They don't have to believe in you. They just can't be trying to stop you. You know what I'm saying? They cannot believe. Just shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Let me do me, you do you. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, so now there is a part where maybe she shouldn't believe in you, right? Because you ain't doing, because maybe it's true. Maybe you just fucking talking a big game, but she don't see you working. Right? There's a lot of guys like that who talk like they want to do all this shit, man, but they playing World of Warcraft, you know what I'm saying? And Call of Duty all fucking day, and they not really grinding. And she can see that shit. Like, yo, man, you got to grind. How can you just? She might just be saying, man, how can you expect to be successful when you out here being stupid? You know, just doing this fucking ugly other shit. Oh man, you hating? Like, motherfucker, you ain't even trying. Like, you ain't even trying. And maybe that's true, you know, because there's a lot of guys who are. Yeah, there's a lot of guys who are delusional like that. I met this kid once, and he said, man, I want to be a pro soccer player. I was like, ew. All right. Cool, I guess. Yeah. And, how often do you practice a day? Oh man, I practice a few times a week. I'm like, 1% of the population is less than 1% of the population are pro athletes. You really think you smoking weed with the fucking homies on in fucking Dykeman are gonna be Dykeman Washington Heights? You think you're gonna fucking that's gonna get you into the fucking league? You're gonna be playing with Messi doing that shit? You need to be on a fucking soccer court all day, man. Dribbling and listen, I don't know how soccer works, my nigga. But I just knew he wasn't doing the shit he needed to do to be a pro soccer player, you know? They always hate on me for not liking soccer. Y'all need to be lucky that African Americans don't like soccer. Imagine motherfucking if Cam Newton was a soccer player instead of a football player. Man, that should have been fucking crazy. Imagine LeBron James on the fucking soccer field, nigga. Y'all better chill out. Y'all just need to be happy that it's only Latinos, Arabs, and whites doing that shit. Shit would not be fun. It'd be like basketball all over again. You know what I'm saying? Fucking Dak Prescott on the football field, on the soccer field. Get the fuck out of here. I digress. Patrick Mahomes, man, kicking the shit to another fucking stadium, nigga. You better be glad we don't like that shit. Anyway, those are the 5 things. Those are the 5 reasons your girl may be keeping you poor. But some of that shit also may be your fault, right? So check yourself, right? She might just be fucking right about your goofy ass, right? We never want to fucking blame women for our own failures. I see a lot of that in the red pill community where there's it was women's fault for everything. Some of you niggas suck. Let's be real. It's easy to just blame some chick for all your problems, man, but maybe you suck, right? So figure out if you suck or if she sucks, and then take the appropriate actions, right? And here's how you can find out. I have a video to find out if it's you who suck or not. And if you do suck, how to fix it. It should be somewhere around here. All right. Let's see. We got some super chats. Some heroes have super chatted.
We have Potato Prince.
Okay.
I'm 19 and just got my first real job selling Medicare insurance. How would you recommend finding leads and overcoming rejection?
Okay. Finding leads in that industry, I'm not sure. Right? You know what I'm saying? But shout out to you for getting a job in sales, you know, because man, it's a beautiful job. Excuse me. What I would do is I would find out who's the best salesperson in your industry and just try to pick their brain, try to follow them, try to scout them, fucking be cool with them and try to learn what they do to get leads. Cause I don't know. I can't tell you how to get leads in that industry because it's too specific. However, overcoming rejection is going to happen, right? You know what I'm saying? It's going to happen, right? A lot of sales organizations that I know, like big multi-million-dollar sales organizations, they're fucking happy if their sales guys are closing 30% of the deals. Like if they're closing 30%, then them motherfuckers are rock stars, right? So imagine that. That means that 70% of the people are saying no to them. You know what I'm saying? So you just know that it's a numbers game. That's, you don't have to worry about rejection. You know, if you just know it's a numbers game, right? Because that means fucking they're only closing 3 out of 10 people. So they know. So you just, all right, move to the next one, move to the next one. It's like this is legit a numbers game. What you want to do, what you want to focus on is getting your close rate up. Because I'm willing to bet, especially in that industry, if you got your close rate to like 50%, which is, depends on how cold the leads are, right? But most organizations, you're closing 50%, you're a goddamn superstar, elite, you know. 30% to get you fired working for me. But I run my shit differently. Like some sales organizations, they fired at 10% every month or every quarter. The people who are at the bottom 10%. And I just didn't want to run my shit like that because I didn't want to always be hiring and always be firing. I wanted to train an elite group of assassins. Like I wanted to have like a Navy SEAL team, you know. And that's what we did. So, but some of these people make more money than me too, right? So maybe they're doing the right thing. I just didn't want the fucking headache of hiring and firing all the time. That sounds like a nightmare, right? But anyway, yeah, just focus on your close rate. Don't focus on, you know, you're gonna lose most of your sales. Go in and know that. But every month you want to that close rate to keep improving. You know what I'm saying? Steph Curry's the best 3-point shooter of all times, and he is it's like fucking 50. What's Steph Curry's? Hold on. Hey Siri, what's Steph Curry's 3-point percentage? It's 43%. He's the best 3-point shooter of all time, and he misses most of his 3-pointers, right? That's the majority. He only makes 43%, right? It's the same thing with sales, man. Like you don't need to have a high close rate to make a lot of money, just like you don't need to be the best 3-point shooter. You don't need to make most of your 3-point shots to be the best ever in the 3-pointer. You know what I'm saying? I think we got one. Let's do one more before we do the market update. I'm gonna get to everybody's super chats today.
Okay, let's do Frosty 300.
Frosty 300.
How to manage multiple employees, tasks, and projects.
Oh man, you need a project management software, right? I don't necessarily want to show you mine because there's like a lot of shit's going on. But basically, what I like to use Trello. I have a video on it.
You have a video where you show, as an example, the productivity.
That's the product, but that's for your personal stuff.
You had everything on that. You remember the goal and everything.
I had that was personal stuff. That wasn't project management. I showed the video one? Oh shit. Okay. I did show that. All right. So basically what I do is I guess if I already showed it, then fuck it. Ain't no secrets no more. Let's see. So what I like to do is every team that I manage, we have a Trello board. We set it up in Trello, and then I add every team member to that. So basically, here's how the video team works. Like it's a whole different team. It's almost like a different business, right? So we got Nima and Harry doing the videos, right? So these are the videos they're working on. Then when they're done with a video, it's like here for me to review with the thumbnails. Y'all probably be seeing this at some point, right? And then we schedule it, and then it's published. And then some of them we canceled. The shit just didn't work out for no reason. You know what I'm saying? But when it's here, Nima owns the card, right? It's like a card. So Nima owns it when it's in his thing. Harry owns it when it's his card. Then when they move it to here, then it's now I own it, which means it's like it's a task for me. I got to review these videos, make sure they're good. And if something needs to be changed, it goes here. You know what I'm saying? It goes back to them, like they own it, right? But that's just a simple way to do it with the video team. But we do that with all our teams. Now, I did that with each one of my teams. So the sales team will have one if we need one, the marketing team, and we have every task and every project had its own board. Not every task. I mean, every task was on that team's board, and we could see who's responsible for it and due dates, right? Because you can put due dates on these cards. You can put due dates on these cards when they're due and everything, so we can keep track of all of that. And Trello's my favorite way to do it. You can also do it in Notion. Right now, Amber, she handles most of the employees. So the only team I run is the video team now. Amber she manages all the other teams, and she likes to use Monday, which is the same. You can do it. There's also Basecamp, Asana. You're going to need some sort of project management software. I like Trello because it's visual, but Amber likes Monday because some of the employees are hourly, and you can track your hours in Monday. Like you can you track the time you're working in Monday. So Amber prefers that for that reason, and it makes a lot of sense. I think before I handed over the reins of that shit to her, I don't think anybody was hourly, so it makes a lot of sense. So get some sort of project management software. The simplest one is Trello, and then have your whole team on that. Mondays, it's not difficult, but it just depends on what you're going on, right? If it's the use case requires it. Good question. All right, listen. This is all about money, muscle, mindset. We talked about earlier how to stop some hoe from stopping you from getting money, from blocking your ball, and from impeding your ability to flex on the haters. Now that we got rid of that bitch, it's time to, or we solved the problem she had, whatever. Now we need to find out how to use that mental bandwidth that we recovered to get some of this fucking money. We're going to do that with the market update. Let's go. Yo, this week we got the homie Greg. You know what it is.
What's up, you guys?
So Greg is Romulus's apprentice, right? You know what I'm saying? If Romulus is Yoda, Greg is
Luke Skywalker?
Sure. Luke Skywalker, or the other white guy, man. I don't know. One of them, right? You know what I'm saying? One of the motherfuckers is Yoda trained, right? And he's nice with the shit. He's helping me make a lot of money. And man, what you got to talk about today, man? Tell me what's going on with the market, man.
I just wanted to say, first of all, rest in peace to Charlie Munger. He actually just died at the age of 99. Berkshire.
When? The other day or just now?
Months ago. And I wanted to honor him by
R.I.P. Charlie Munger. I got one of his books over here.
Seriously? What book is it?
The fucking Poe Charlie's Almanac, man.
Oh my gosh, I've never read that one.
Oh man.
Oh, I'll have to get it.
The price is going up, man. I'll let you read mine for $500. You can come here and read this shit.
I'll shoot you a text. I actually wanted to talk about the top 3 investing principles that I learned from Charlie Munger in honor of him.
Okay, he died like a few hours ago?
A few hours ago. 99 years old. He almost made it a century.
Almost, man.
Almost.
Yeah.
We'll make it a century. We'll honor him.
Yeah, man. We'll see. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I don't know if I can die. Let's go.
Okay. Well, the top 3 investing principles that I learned from Charlie Munger. Number 1 is invest in what you know. So you may have an expertise in like fitness, real estate, insurance, healthcare. You have an edge if you know it better than the market. So that's investing principle number 1.
That's a fact.
Investing principle number 2 is be independent and be an objective thinker. So just because somebody else is saying something, especially when it comes to the market, do your own research, because groupthink can occur where everybody just agrees and then you might be on the wrong side of the market. So that's a really important one. So
like with NFTs.
Exactly. NFTs, Bitcoin, any asset,
motherfuckers buying photographs. All right, yeah. Fucking dumbasses. Fuck is wrong with you niggas? All right, I'm sorry. What else?
It's all good. And then the third one is just avoid stupid mistakes. So like everybody wants to find like the next big winning stock. They would do better if they just avoided risk better.
Yeah.
So if they managed risk better, if they avoid stocks that are going to drop 90%, you can really outperform if you just avoid those big mistakes. So
hey man, those are big facts, man. Shout out to Gregory. You know what I'm saying? Cool, man. Shout out to Charlie. Y'all should get this book. It's a good book.
okay.
Po Charlie's Almanac. He ain't making another one. This is the 3rd edition. Ain't gonna be a 4th. All right. You know what I'm saying? That's the last of it. What else we got? What you got? Show me the market, man.
Yeah. So right now, I just wanted to briefly touch on the fear and greed index because we do that every single week. And just about a month ago, the market was at the bottom and we were at extreme fear. Right now, we're at greed. So the market may be hinting towards a top when we start reaching extreme greed on the sentiment. Okay. So
greedy ass motherfuckers.
Yeah, exactly. You're like, oh, market's up. Let's keep buying stocks because the market has rallied quite a bit in just 1 month. It's rallied about 11% in 1 month.
That's insane. Yeah.
So moving forward on the SPY, watch this range. If it breaks the bottom of the range, look for something like 444 over the next weeks and months. If we break the top end of the range, sure, it can go up higher, but it just becomes riskier for a bigger pullback because it needs to rest a little bit more.
Does that look like a high base formation to you?
Yeah, it is. So this is another high base. So what we're talking about
market
here,
technician, man.
Yeah. So we got this level of resistance right here. Yeah, you got a guy that finished the CMT curriculum right now.
Yeah, yes, you did.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So right over here, 455. If we start to break above that level, 455, 456. Sure, you can see like a little bit of a squeeze, but it just is riskier and riskier when there has not been a sustainable pullback. I really want you to look at the other markets like the IWM. That'll help confirm the SPY breakout. So if IWM is breaking out of this kind of pseudo ascending triangle, then,
or is that a bull flag?
This one's not a bull flag just because of the way that it's structured. It's kind of like an ugly ascending triangle. It's whatever it's called. There's resistance right over here. And if we pop it, that's going to help the broad market rally.
Is it not a bull flag because of the gap?
No, not because of the gap. Usually the flagpole needs to be in the upper third of the range. So here's our pole right there. And then the upper third of the range, usually we need to consolidate in. This one's kind of like consolidating, like,
I got you.
It's not perfect, but
and the reason IWM is important, y'all, because that's where most of the stocks are, right? That's the Russell 2000.
Very well said. And if you're looking for like a quick type of trade, take a look at LMND. So this
lemonade.
Lemonade. Yeah, it's insurance. So this is, another pattern where we've got higher lows and we've got a flat top resistance. Eventually, price gets squeezed through and short sellers will have to buy to cover. And that happens over 18. So if lemonade is coming over 18, 18.20, it could see a bit of a squeeze. And you would know that that trade would likely work out if the IWM is also breaking out.
So I need to buy. So you saying are you telling me to buy lemonade?
I'm not telling you what to buy or what to sell. I will alert the Legion if I am buying.
All right.
None of this is financial advice, but it is more likely to go up if it breaks 18 to 18.20.
If it breaks like that. Yeah. All right. Hey, listen. Greg has not made a losing call. Now he does. Now I'll be honest with you. He does say, "Oh, it's not advice," so he covers his bases. But he's batting 100 on fucking Victory Talk trades.
I am
bet 1,000.
Yes, on Victory Talk trades, we're batting 1,000. I am not as good of a trader.
But you only say it's a trade. You only say it's a trade like after it wins, though. So take that into account.
Gold GLD last week we talked about gold going higher, and gold. That trade paid out. Type in the comments. You guys, made money off of the gold long.
Come on, man.
Calls. That was the main asset class that we were talking about last week.
So if you want to get with it, if we want to gamble, let's say, hey, Brand, hey, Greg, I'm a gambler. I got $10,000 burning a hole in my pocket. Maybe I should gamble on lemonade calls.
It's a higher probability than blackjack at this point in time.
All right. if you
everything
like the
will go
stock
up to it.
itself, the fundamentals, I
Yeah.
will tell you that maybe sell cash secured puts. You know,
Yeah, usually in this formation, cash secured puts aren't the best, but they're not terrible.
Okay.
What you could actually do is, you could grab like 100 shares and sell a covered call. That's another way to do it. That way you cash flow your investments. And
if you like the stock, if you like it fundamentally, I'm not telling you what to do. If you like the stock.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm no expert on the fundamentals of lemonade. This is just a short-term little.
Yeah,
trick,
man. We are dipping and diving, man. We ain't. I ain't reading no balance sheets.
Exactly. I mean,
I do what the chart tells me.
But I saw one of your shorts, Brandon. It was you were comparing the Barbie movie and the Marvels movie. I thought it was a really good short. And the Marvels movie did not do well. The Wish movie did not do well. And actually, the Legion bought puts on.
That was dope, man. I made a lot of money off that today.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody, it was a really fun trade. But basically, in the morning, we're buying puts, and so those go up in value when stocks drop. And then towards the end of the day, in the afternoon, we're taking profits on those puts.
We sold that shit, man.
So one thing about Disney is that, what was happening is we were breaking this trend. We have the fundamental catalyst of Disney not knowing its target market for the movies. And then you have an increase in volume. So more people are watching the stock. And then you have clear technical setups. So we need multiple things to line up to have a really good trade. And that's just how you should really view trading and investing. How many things can I line up at once?
Yeah.
Do you guys want 2 more trade ideas?
Man, let's go. We got lemonade and Disney. I'm about to write it down. And is there a pen around here? Somebody got a pen?
Disney's kind of done. One idea for a longer term type of position trade that I bought, and also I alerted to
you got a pen
as well, is Argentina. No? And
okay, it's cool.
I actually lived in Argentina for a bit, actually during 9/11. We were at the airport, actually about to come home to the US, and then 9/11 occurred, and I actually got lost at the airport. I was running around in my Batman suit.
In your Batman suit?
Yep, I wore a Batman suit all the time when I was young. And
all right. All right.
Yes.
Hey, man. Hey, listen. Whatever works, man. Whatever works, man. Tell me about this stock.
This is Argentina. This is an ETF that if you buy it, you're investing in Argentina. And we just made new all-time highs on Argentina. And just if you're looking for a trading or an investing tip, sure, all-time highs, maybe it's, more expensive than what it used to be, but all-time highs tend to continue to make all-time highs. So that's something really critical to remember. So Argentina, as long as
that's the ETF for their stock market, or what?
Yeah, it's the ETF for their stock market. Similar to SPY is the ETF for the United States stock market. So
all right, so we betting on Argentina.
Argentina, it's about 1% of my portfolio, and I'm looking to accumulate it if it can pull back constructively. So I'm waiting for now, but keep an eye on it. Set some alerts at 48, set some alerts at 47.
Sell puts.
Cash
sell puts.
Exactly, definitely. Yeah. I mean, the option chain is not as liquid on Argentina, but you can get $100 if you agree to buy 100 shares at 49.
Come on, man. I love selling calls and puts. That's my favorite thing.
Oh yeah.
Not buying them, selling them. It's different.
Exactly. You get paid to enter at your price, and then you also get paid to exit at the price that you want.
And if it doesn't hit that price, you just keep the money.
Just keep the money.
It's dope. Get paid for nothing. Like, yo, I made so much money this year, like over 6 figures doing that shit.
It's so easy. And it just takes 1 minute once a week on Monday. It's amazing. One other last, not so much trade idea, is going to be Tesla. Okay. So Tesla actually just broke out of this kind of symmetrical triangle. You could call it a pennant or something like that. We broke out on volume today. And I was actually talking about this with Romulus. Now, Tesla has a lot of volatility. It's a little bit more risky than
it does.
Other stocks. But if you want to smooth out the volatility, TSLY, this is a covered call income ETF that they do the work of the covered calls for you. So you
Okay.
just buy this, and then they give you dividends every few months.
Oh, okay.
And it mostly follows Tesla. It's not perfect, as you can see. Depends on what kind of calls that they sell, but
Yeah.
those are the main
Right.
things that I wanted to talk about. Do you
Okay.
want me to break down any stocks? Are there super chats?
Yes.
Let's get it.
Apple.
Oh, Apple. Okay, so Apple stock over here. We did just break out of this formation. Apple cooling off just a little bit. What I'm going to do actually is I'm going to put up a volume weighted MACD. This is just nerd shit right here. Don't mind me. But I want to just see the angle of attack, the angle of the oscillation. So right here, if you look at the EMA on the volume weighted MACD, it's kind of pointing sideways. Usually that's an okay indication of what the forecast is for the stock. So Apple, I'd expect it to probably go sideways for a little bit. Sure, if it takes out the high of 192, it could start to test this 195. It is a bit overbought, and so it is prone for a pullback.
Okay.
When you see straight up moves like this is where you can pull out your Fibonacci retracements just to get an idea of support levels. So you can measure from the low to the high. And then usually about the golden Fibonacci is where it tends to find support. That's the 38.2. So basically pulling back about a third of the range. And so that means support is about 182.50 on Apple. So my forecast is neutral. If it can go sideways for a lot longer, then it's building energy to break out into new all-time highs. Otherwise, if it rejects right here, this is likely going to be a lower high pivot, and it could see further selling because there was a lot of supply back here in June.
If you was watching it though, but that was what's that? It broke out of the
so what we can do is this is like kind of like an oscillation where
that was a falling wedge.
Yeah, it's kind of exactly wedge where you're making lower lows, but you're not getting a lot of follow through. That's telling us, hey, sellers are getting weak. They can't drive prices lower, and eventually price breaks upward. Yep. So we can take a look at the monthly time frame, and again, this is setting up like another flag pattern. It is a bit extended, but volume weighted MACD also got a buy signal on the monthly right there, and that's pretty important. Whenever you get a sell signal, that's important. Whenever you get a buy signal, especially on the monthly, that tends to have more validity than something like the minute chart, the day trading chart,
Nvidia,
interesting. Okay. So Nvidia over here, let's take a look at the daily chart. So Nvidia, last time it had earnings, it stayed inside the expected move. So there's likely a big move coming on Nvidia, either to the upside or to the downside. We did break down, but we didn't stay beneath that breakdown level. That was about 478. If Nvidia breaks this 474, it can probably see a little bit more downside, probably about 4% downside. I wouldn't be interested really in going long until it builds a new formation. But if you own the stock, I think it's a hold longer term. I do think.
Oh, really? Because I owned a lot of it.
Oh, well, there you go. I would just say it's a hold. It's from price to earnings metrics. It could be a little bit overvalued, but it's strong. It's performing well. Try to hold on to your winners. And
all right. Well, we only got a few left, man. But let me get FedEx.
Oh, FDX. Let's check it out. Okay. FedEx, interesting. So, I could analyze the transports, but I'm going to look at FedEx again. Looking at this, today the stock is relatively weak while the market has been up. It does pay a nice dividend. So in terms of shares, it may be worth just holding. What I keep an eye on is this little downtrend right here. FedEx is bullish, and a breakout is likely to occur above 260 based off this chart formation. I wouldn't be interested in shorting or going against this stock, but it could break down underneath 251.50. And at that point, it would come back to test this open gap. And this gap window can be an area of support. So as long as FedEx is above 245, the short-term uptrend is intact. I don't see any setups though on
Okay.
facts. No setups really. Volume weighted MACD is still in a buy and it's still above the 0 line.
All right. And then last one is what is the last? Oh, Celsius.
Oh, CELH. Let's check it out. CELH. So CELH still kind of holding on. 50 is going to kind of be that line in the sand number. You don't want this breaking down underneath 50. As long as it's holding above, though, it has the chance to kind of hang out and then potentially break out upward. I would really monitor the SPY for something like Celsius, because if the SPY takes a big hit, Celsius is probably a higher beta stock, so it'll move more than the market. So if the SPY's down 1%, this thing could be down like 5%. Just keep an eye on that. I would say this is just a hold, but like if you're selling covered calls, sell closer to the money. So that's something that you can do instead of super far out of the money.
Yeah,
closer to the money.
Yeah. You know, I do got one more.
What's up?
Uber, man. What the fuck is happening with Uber?
Uber actually was a swing trade from the Legion Trade Ideas trade.
Yeah.
Swing trade from over here, over 50. It's just in a power up trend. That's badass. Like you can see the angle of attack on the volume weighted MACD. Gave a buy signal.
That's insane.
Yeah. That's just like straight up. Honestly, like the way that you play this is if you took this breakout right here, you just trail stop each day on the daily bars.
Okay.
That's the way that you do that. Not so much a buy unless we can get an entry back at like 54.29. I'm going to set an alert there because this is a strong breakout. Another support area is going to be that psychological 50 support. That can be a potential dip buy that I might be interested in. But yeah, I own a little bit over Uber, you know.
All right.
About 2%.
All right, well, cool, man. Greg, thank you so much, man. If you guys want some, you guys doing the Legion Town, the Trader Town Hall tomorrow?
Trader Town Hall at 4:15 p.m. Eastern for free in the Discord.
For a free Discord. If y'all want to learn more trading ideas, learn more about trading, join the join the Discord. Greg and Ryan is going to be teaching about the market and talk about the market for free tomorrow at 4. All right, 4:15. All right, y'all. Thank you, Greg. Appreciate it. Do we got a super chat or two before I move on to the next segment?
We do. Let's do David 111. Brandon, I want to start a POD business. Should I go for volume, selling a ton of low quality designs in a general store, or go niche and higher quality? How would you drive traffic?
Print on demand. I'm assuming that's POD is print on demand, right? Or he's selling pods. So we're going to say it's print on demand. In which case, listen, man, you gotta find some way to like make that shit work, right? Or something. It's got to be something unique, like watching somebody fuck with your shit versus any other shirt in the world, right? Or it's got to be something unique, something special about it. You got to figure that out. You got to figure that out some kind of way. When the homie Splash Man was 16, you know, he was doing it with, I think it was legal what he was doing, but you know, I think it's past the statute of limitations. I think whatever, he's in Canada, man. Who's gonna go get him? You know, but he was taking like NBA players, their faces, this is super legal, and putting it on shirts, and he was like making designs with NBA players, like with James Harden doing a fucking dunk or something, or some shit like that. And he was like, so it was like unique. So only people who really fucked with basketball was fucking with it. And he at one point he was making like 10K doing that. Gross, right? So yeah, the only way to make that shit work is to be something that some demographics gonna be super excited about. All right. What else we got?
We have Ivan.
Uh-huh.
Hey, Brandon. If you had to start over in 2023, starting a business but did not have the skills you have now, with 100K.
With 100K?
Would you
go shit. In? With 100K, man, we got now we working with something. You know what'll help you, man? Check out that baller mindset course. It kind of breaks down exactly what you need to do at every level, whether you're a fucking broke boy or you got, disposable income like you, or if you like actually rich, right? And we walk you through every level, and it's 100% free. There's no charge, there's no upsells, and there's nothing you can even buy if you own that shit, right? There's nothing you can even buy, but it's super good course. If you've been through the baller mindset course or started going through it, type in the comments, let everybody know how good it is. Let them know what's up. All right. What's this one? Oh yeah. Now I got to get into the next segment. Listen, if you want to be successful, it's going to take consistency. You can't do something once to be successful, right? Sometimes motherfuckers say they want to lose weight. And I'll be like, what's your diet like? Oh, I ate a salad yesterday. And like, yesterday? Who the fuck? You a fuck? It's what you do habitually that counts, dumbass. Eating one salad one time is like doing nothing. Should have just ate some cake, fat boy. You got to have good habits to be successful. And that's why we have a whole segment called Habits of a Winner. All right, Habits of a Winner. If you want to make more money, be healthier, more productive, and happier, you have to get more sleep. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to optimize your sleep so you have more energy, you can think clearer, and be more productive so you can make more money. And of course, be healthier, live longer, all that other dumb shit, right? But who wants to live long if you're poor? But if you got money, you want to live as long as you can because the compound interest will accrue for longer. Now, a lot of what I'm about to tell you was ripped almost verbatim from the pages of a great book called Why We Sleep by white science man Matthew Walker. Matthew Walker studies sleep shit at Stanford University. So one of his colleagues is one of my favorite white science men, Andrew Huberman, and they work together and shit, man, doing science shit. It's cool. All right. But I read this book in 2018. It really helped me a lot, and it helped me improve my sleep. And I've made way more money as a result. I encourage you to read the book or just fucking listen to what I say. Either one. It doesn't matter, right? But I'm saying what's in the book. I'm saying it cool. All right. A lot of the same shit. All right. So Walker lays out a lot of the benefits and the advantages of getting adequate sleep, right? He emphasizes that adequate sleep is vital for physical health, immune function, metabolism, and the prevention of diseases. So there's one part in the book where he said that if you get less than 6 hours of sleep for just one night, then your immune system is compromised by 60%. 60%, right? And there's actually studies to back this up. Here's a study backing up. I'm not going to read the shit, but take a screenshot, read the shit on your own time, nerd. You know what I'm saying? But I know a lot of you guys consume my content for fitness advice, and sleep deprivation, not getting enough sleep, will affect your weight loss, right? So it can make you fatter. One of the reasons, for multiple reasons. One, because you make your testosterone when you sleep. I said you make your testosterone when you sleep because I inject mine like a G. But I'm old. I'm 41. You young. You got to make your testosterone, right? And there's studies on how sleep deprivation affects your weight loss. Well, because you make your testosterone when you sleep. So if you have less testosterone, you're not going to be able to burn fat as effectively or build muscle as effectively. Also, your cortisol levels will rise, right? Cortisol makes you store fat and it's catabolic towards muscles, right? And make no mistake, calories in, calories out is the most important thing, but hormones matter, right? Hormones matter. If hormones didn't matter, then sports enhancing drugs would not work because they're basically synthetic versions of real hormones, or they cause your body to produce more hormones, right? Hormones matter. Still all calories in, calories out, but the effectiveness of the whole calories in, calories out equation is predicated on optimizing hormones, and sleep is vital for that. Also, here's a study that shows that sleep affects your cognition, right? So if you're not fucking thinking straight, if you're not getting enough sleep, you're not thinking straight. And if you're not fucking thinking straight, how you going to compete in the business world with other companies, man? You know, listen, 80% of businesses fail, right? You got to put yourself in the best chance to succeed. And you want to be thinking sharp. You want your cognitive ability to be maximized. You got to get adequate sleep, right? And then also sleep leads to better mental health, right? There's a study on it. I don't want to fucking show you all this. Motherfuckers go crazy if they don't get enough sleep. That's not hyperbole. You can actually lose your fucking mind if you don't get enough sleep. But it's not like, oh, this person's sane, then this person's crazy. There's a whole spectrum. And if your sleepy ass is not getting enough sleep, you may fall somewhere on the crazy spectrum. Matthew Walker didn't use those terms. Crazy spectrum. That's a term that I coined myself. So how do you get more sleep? Again, most of what I'm going to say was stolen. I mean, influenced by what Matthew said in the book. I do not want to take credit for this shit. And I don't want anyone to say I stole it. Read Matthew's book. But most of y'all motherfuckers don't read. Dummies. So you need me to translate it. So here we go. One thing you need to do is start to go to sleep around the same time every day. Around the same time. Obviously, if you have a bedtime at 10, it's like if you sleep at 10:05, you didn't ruin your life. But you want to be around the same time every day. Keep that window short, you know, the time period, because you have something called, humans have something called a circadian rhythm, right? And this is basically your body gets used to certain rhythms and certain patterns. And if you're throwing them off or you never establish one in general, then your shit is all over the place, right? And your body can never know when it's supposed to be tired or when it's supposed to produce melatonin or when it's supposed to produce cortisol, because it can never get used to a pattern. However, if you can get yourself on some sort of pattern every day where you're going to sleep at the same time every day, what's going to happen is you're going to be able to sleep. You're going to be able to fall asleep quicker and sleep more effectively. A big reason why some people can't go to sleep, it's called sleep latency, where they have longer sleep latency, is they don't have a routine, right? They don't have it's all over the place. And I'm not saying it can't be adjusted sometimes. You know, life gets in the way. You have a kid, a newborn. Yeah, I'm sorry, man. I don't know what to tell you, right? But it's okay, you know. But what we want to do is try to control what you can control, and if you can control it, then you want to go to sleep at the same time every day, and you want to be religious about this, as religious as possible. For me, my shit is not as tight as it should be. It used to be, all right, 9:30, right? 9:30, 10. 9:30, between 9:30 and 10, I was asleep. Now it's like 9:30 or 11, right? A lot of that is because of this fucking podcast. I'm doing this shit at night. Got this big ass light, big as the sun, shining on my retina all night. It just kind of changed things. But you want to try to make it as regular as possible. All right. You'll go to sleep quicker once you establish a routine, and you'll get better sleep. You'll notice that your REM sleep will be better, your deep sleep will be better. But how would you know that? Well, you got to do the second tip on this is track your sleep. Now, I don't remember Matthew mentioned this. This might be a Brandon thing because I track everything like a maniac, right? I track everything and I track my sleep. I've been doing this for mad long. I use this called the Oura ring. The Oura ring is this contraption, this gizmo I put on my finger, and it tracks my activity during the day. So I use that to track the calories I burn, but I also use it to track my sleep. So it knows when I went to sleep, when I woke up, but most importantly, the quality of the sleep, right? There's different sleep phases. There's light sleep, deep sleep, REM sleep, and maybe some other shit, right? But those are the important ones. And I'm trying to get more deep sleep and more REM sleep per night. I'm trying to maximize that. But you won't know if you're doing it right unless you're tracking. Well, another thing it let me know is how much sleep I really need. For me, for Brandon Carter, I know that if I'm in bed for 7 hours a night, I'm pretty good. All right. You may need more sleep than that. My girl, she sleeps, I don't know. It's kind of much like a cat, how they sleep. She sleeps 9 hours a day. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot. But, everybody's different. Every human is different, right? Some people die if they eat a peanut, right? So you got to find out what works best for you. All right. But the only way to know that is if you track it. All right. Now we're going to go back to what the white science man said. This is a tip he gave, right? Shower before bed. Right. Now, I would do this anyway because I work out all day. I work out multiple times a day. I'm out here sweating. I'm in the gym, sweating like a whore in church. I got that. My mom used to say that all the time. I stole that joke from my mom. And sorry, I thought of something funny, but I don't want no beef. All right. Anyway, I would shower before bed, but what Matthew said, he said that when you shower before bed, like right before bed, what it does is it changes your body temperature in a good way, and it optimizes your body temperature for sleep. So take a warm shower before bed. Right now, tip number 4 is to make your room as cold as possible. So I make it as cold as my girlfriend, can stand. Right? Mi novia no gusta frio. No gusta frio. However, I try to make the shit as cold as possible. And this is not me. This is white science man saying this. You sleep better in a cold environment. Right? It's something about your body temperature has to drop to a certain number for you to sleep better. And it's going to be different for different people. So I also got this contraption that goes under my, this contraption called a chili pad. So basically, it's this fucking thing that looks like a tiny refrigerator that's connected to a mattress pad that goes on top of the mattress, right? It's a mattress pad on top of mattress pad on top of the mattress, duh, right? But it is that contraption is running cold water through the mattress pad. So what that looks like, you can set the temperature. You can make this shit hot if you like ain't got heat in your house in the summer, right? Or some shit, and it's the winter or something. But I make it as cold as possible. And it feels like, the cool side of the pillow, when you flip the pillow to the cool side, it feels good, right? But it only lasts for like a few seconds. Imagine if your whole body felt like that all night. Sounds amazing, doesn't it? It is. I sleep way better. And I notice when I use that, my because I'm tracking how much deep sleep and REM sleep I get way more deep sleep and way more REM sleep. So before I had the chili pad, I had to get 8.5 hours of sleep to feel good. Now, because I'm getting more deep sleep and REM sleep, I only need 7 hours of sleep. Like, that's all I need, right? Because it's not just about the quality. It's not just the quantity of sleep. It's also the quality of sleep, all right? And then supplements. Now, this is where it's probably going to get none of what I'm saying is in the book. Some of this shit's going to get crazy. All right, let's get into it. Here are the supplements I take before bed. So one, I take a supplement called ZMA. You could probably just get away with just magnesium. This is zinc and magnesium and some other shit, but this is what I take because it's the right amount of magnesium. I take this before bed, take the recommended doses on the back, boom. Then I also take this herb. It's called ashwagandha. I'm sorry, ashwagandha. And and this is the African herb. You got to say it with the accent. It's African herbs. Like when you say some Latino shit, you got to say it with the accent. Am I right? You know what I'm saying? Tortilla, right? You know, so anyway, ashwagandha. And I take this before bed. And what it does is it relaxes you. It relaxes you, relaxes your mind. It's actually been shown to people who take this, they have less stress in their life in general. Then there's L-theanine. I take this before bed. Fuck. Whatever, you know what it says. It says L-theanine. And this does the same thing. It kind of relaxes you, calms down your nervous system, calms your body down. And then I take CBD. Right? So CBD is, it's almost like THC, but it doesn't give you high. It doesn't get you high. It's not psychoactive, right? You may be thinking, oh man, why don't you just smoke a joint like fucking Scooby-Doo? Well, it's because what I read in the book, man, in the book, THC will help you go to sleep, but on average, people who smoke marijuana frequently get way less REM sleep, right? So you may be able to fall asleep, but you're getting less REM sleep, right? I have not seen that for me with CBD, and maybe you won't have that problem with THC, but you won't know unless you're tracking. Again, here's what I forgot with the tracking. You might want to move this over there, right, when we do it. But you can use the Oura ring is what I use. That's my preferred method. I used to use this thing called the Whoop band. You put it around your wrist and it did the same thing, had the same functionality. However, man, it ain't, listen, man, I'm wearing $200,000 watches, man. I got over $100,000 on each wrist. And then I got this motherfucking gadget on my wrist. I'm not Inspector Gadget, bro. I'm here to flex on these motherfuckers, stun on the haters, flex on the hoes. I'm not trying to be Inspector Gadget in this bitch. So I got the ring that blends in. It blends in with my attire a little better. All right. Okay, the next supplement is Unisom. Now, full disclosure, I have read that you're not supposed to take this every day, but I've been taking it every day for over 10 years. Now, I can't sleep without it. I'm not addicted because I can sleep fine without it, but I don't know. I just feel like I sleep better with it. And the data shows that I sleep better with it. Maybe it is addiction. I don't know. I sleep great. I love it. My sleep latency, the ring tells me like how long it takes me to go to sleep. I'm to sleep in less than 5 minutes with this cocktail. Oh, I also drink these teas. Fuck. It's this caramel. Fuck, I'm gonna bring it up. I forgot to bring it. I'm gonna find it for you guys on Yahoo. I mean, Amazon. I'm gonna show you this tea. This shit is the shit. Gracias, mi novia. This is Yogi smoothing caramel bedtime tea. I know it sounds a little fruity, right? But whatever. Drink this shit before bed. Yo, this shit works, man. This shit works. Like it's natural. It has a bunch of shit in it, and it has a little. Every one of them has a little message. This one says, "Be guided. Listen to the whispers of the universe." So you ignore that shit and just drink the tea and dream about balling. Listen to the messages from me. Fuck what the universe is talking about. All right. You may be asking, how long should you sleep? As much as you need. Seriously, you got to be tracking the shit to find out what amount of sleep you really need. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to find that out. And the only way to do that is to track it. You have to make a fair assessment, because on average, they say 8 hours of sleep is what you need. However, right, everybody's a little different, bro. That's the average. Some people are below average. I'm a little bit below average. I have some friends who like sleep 6 hours and they're fucking fine. Everything's perfect. My girl needs 9 hours. LeBron James sleeps 10 hours. Serena Williams sleeps 10 hours. There's individual variance. The average is 8 hours. You may be above average. You may be below average. You won't know unless you track it. If you're not tracking, you slacking. But you should be tracking everything in your life. If you really want to improve any area of life, you should track the metrics involved. I have a video where I'll show you exactly how to do that. Make sure you check that out. All right. What other
Super chats?
Super chats.
We have Blue Collar Fitness
All right.
with 50. He said, "Hey, BBC.
Mm-hmm.
I have a couple prospects from work and I want to put them on a keto diet, trainerized, doesn't have a keto preference, and the lowest carbs are at 30%. Should I eat this much to..." Yeah, sentences is all over.
Yeah, no, it's cool. You can use eat. I know the man. Listen, for your diet plan, right? You can use eat this much. You can use Chat GPT. You can fucking steal something offline. Like, the truth is, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be real serious with you. It's gonna sound weird. Just trust me. I've been a trainer for over 25 years. I have fucking trained literally thousands of people, from regular motherfuckers to goddamn fashion, to fucking models, to fucking pro athletes. It doesn't matter. What matters is that they do it. You can give them anything, right? You just, and if you want to do keto, like that's your thing, cool. You could just Chat GPT, right? You come eat this much. It doesn't matter, right? The most important thing is to keep them accountable, because they can go find a diet plan, right? Like, that's not the important part. The important part is the accountability. So you got to be on your clients every day. So when you see when they've tracked, make sure they're tracking their macros every day and their calories, and then make sure they know that you're watching every day. So if they do it right, you congratulate. Hey, good job today when your macros. If they do it wrong, hey man, we got to pick it up, right? Because if they don't see you tracking, they won't do it. If they don't see you looking, they won't do it. People respect what you inspect. Your job is to keep them accountable. You know what I'm saying? Your job is to keep them accountable, and they'll lose weight. I promise you, man. Like, because fucking keto, carnivore, if it fits your macros, everything works. It's just the most important thing is to keep them accountable. All right. Shout out to you, Blue Collar Fitness, though. I like it. I like where you at, man. Let's go. And I like that you got them on keto. I'm gonna be honest with you. I like, I'm a big keto fan. I really think that's the reason I don't need as much sleep anymore. Like, it's one of the reasons, aside from the assortment of bullshit I do every day. It's really like the ketogenic diet, man. That's one of the best things that's ever happened to me. Except for my girlfriend. Aside from her, baby, aside from you, keto's the best thing that ever happened to me. What's the next? My son's cool too. What else is the? I mean, he still got a lot to prove, man. Right? Like, he still got a lot to prove, man. I'm investing in him, and we'll see what comes out the other end.
Let's do math. How would you recommend to become like you financially if you don't want to be a public figure like you?
I mean, there's a lot of different ways to do it, man. There's a lot of different ways to do it. First of all, you got to download that Baller Mindset course. Like, it's free. But there's, first of all, you got to have some disposable income, right? So maybe you got to start working hard. Well, I'm presuming you already got that. You want to start some business. You don't want to be a public figure, bro. There's infinite shit you can do, right? Like this is infinite. I wouldn't even know where to start, right? Some people get rich just having jobs, bro, and invest in the. You can't get rich with a job. I'm going to do a video on this. You can't get rich with a job. You have to just make more than you consume. I mean, talking about macros, make more than you spend and invest that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like you just won't get rich off the job. You'll get rich off the investments. But you can do that. I know people who do that. I have friends who do that, who've done it, or you can I have a lot of friends with multi-million-dollar businesses when nobody knows who they are, right? You can definitely do that too. I wouldn't even know where to start with that question. It's like there's many different ways to do it. It's so broad of an answer. There's so much shit that I don't know how to say it, man. It's like basically you kind of act like it sounds specific, but I want you. I know the answer. I know the answer is real broad. It's like saying, man, what book should I read? It's like, man, I would need to know more about you to So I to tell you what you should do. I would need to know more about you, what your skill sets are, what your interests are. Start with the baller mindset. That's going to be good for you. Shout out to you, man, though.
Yeah, money moves. BBC, what's the blueprint to make YouTube videos and shorts quickly and efficiently? My goal is to create a marketing plan for my counseling business.
Okay, so right now I have a fucking army of motherfuckers working on my content, but initially the first 1,000 videos were filmed and edited by me on a computer I had to build because I ain't have no money. I had to build a PC and steal a copy of Sony Vegas. I bought it later, even though I didn't need it, just because I needed to make that right. So I eventually paid for it. And I bought some Sony stock too, right? So I'm a part owner of the company. Anyway, all right. Should we do a video on it? I'll do it next week. I'll do it the next episode. Like write it down. Maybe that's a video. Because I don't have time to break it down for you, money moves. But I can do it. I can show you what I did then. I'm gonna do a whole segment based off your question next week or next episode. Maybe I might not do it on Thursday because we might have a special guest, but we might not. So it's gonna be Thursday or Tuesday. I'm going to answer that question directly for you. I'll make a whole segment about it for you.
He asked another question.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think it's better to sacrifice a dating life until one makes their first meal? I would think the mental focus will be better. Plus, the girls will be better afterwards. What do you think?
That makes a lot of sense theoretically, right? The problem is your limbic system is going to have something to say about that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it makes a lot of sense. I remember there was at one point where I was looking for like a drug or something I could take that would like fuck up my libido. Like I wanted to crush it, but I couldn't find anything that would crush it without crushing my gains as well. But I wanted to just be asexual. Like I didn't want to be attracted to I did not want to have the desire to have sex so I can do what you're talking about. But man, listen, the heart wants what the heart wants. You know what I'm saying? The problem is you can't out-discipline biology, and you're probably gonna have to have sex with someone. Right? You ever notice these motherfuckers, like even like religious motherfuckers, There's a reason them motherfuckers get married at like 22, man. You gotta have sex with someone eventually. Like them motherfuckers who like grew up super religious, they get married immediately. They trying to bust a nut, man. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't know. I mean, to answer the question, yes. Can a human being do it? I don't know. Without castration, I don't know. And I haven't found that drug. All right.
We have Pedro.
Mm-hmm.
What up, Gymnasium Jesus?
Mm-hmm.
Is it even possible to make it through the come up with the same girl? And if so, how? Everyone successful that I know dumps the day one for someone new.
Not everyone I know doesn't do that. Like you want to look at my mentor, Elliot Holtz. He's been dating the same woman since he was 13. And he's married to her. They got beautiful kids, and Elliot's a multi-millionaire. You know what I'm saying? Elliot's a multi-millionaire. His wife is super amazing, great woman, and she stuck with him through the fucking hustle. You get what I'm saying? So not a lot of the reason I see a lot of guys not stick with the girl who was with him was because the girl didn't stick with him. Right, because this is my personal experience. It's anecdotal, right? I have no data to support this. I'm sure there's exceptions, but a lot of times the girl didn't stick with him while he was like struggling. You know what I'm saying? Maybe she was making more than him. Maybe she met a fucking motherfucker who's making more money than him, who could show him better. And a lot of girls didn't stick with the dude, and then nothing he can do. You know what I'm saying? Like I've seen that more often than what you're saying, but I'm not. What you're saying doesn't exist too. So is it possible? Yes, because I know that because Elliot did it, and my other mentor, Matt Gallant, he hasn't been with the same girl since he was 13 or no shit like that, right? But he's been with the same girl for mad long. His wife, he's been married for mad long, and he wasn't like super rich when they met, and now I know he told me they're doing 50 million. His company BioOptimizer, they doing. He said they're on track to do 50 million this year. Yeah, the answer is yeah. If it's the right girl, it's definitely right. You know? If she sticks around and waits for your ass to get rich, you know. But a lot of times women they don't want to fucking struggle with you. They rather just wait on the fucking. They rather wait at the finish line for the winners. You know. I've seen that more often. You know. Oh fuck, we got a lot of super chats. All right, let me try to run through it. You know what I'm saying?
We have Mav again. How would you deal with irrational fears and overthinking of things that are positively but highly unlikely that cause you to worry unnecessarily?
Oh man. You know what? I don't know, bro. Like I don't want to bullshit you, man. like that was never my problem. My problem is overconfidence. Like I have to think, fuck, all right. I have to ask people around me, am I tripping? Because this is like nothing I think I can't do, and I've always been like that. I wish I could tell you something different. You know what I'm saying? But I just never had that issue dealing with fear. It's more like sometimes people ask me, you ever think you'd be successful? I was like, motherfucker, I thought I'd be way successful than this. I'm a failure. I should have a fleet of jets. That's what I thought would happen by now. And I really believed it. Right. So the only way I know to handle that is to okay, here's the thing. You don't have to be correct. You don't have to have less fear. You have to have more courage, right? So you can be scared and still do it. You know what I'm saying? Like you can be scared. I have been scared of things in my life. Maybe not what you're talking about, but I've been scared and I still did the thing that was scary. Because I'm not a bitch. Right? So you just got to ask yourself, and I'm not saying you a bitch. My girl, she's reading a book called The Magic Believing. She's found that super helpful. It was a long time ago since I read it, so I don't remember. But she's found that super helpful. And she stole the book from me. I remember I liked it. Yeah, I'm sorry. She borrowed it from me. And he said, baby, what's mine is yours. You know what I'm saying? It's our book. And she's typing it. You should fuck with that. She says it's dope. But yeah, you don't need to be like less scared. You just need to be more brave, right? So bravery is actually acting in spite of fear. Courage is acting in spite of fear. If you don't have fear and you do something, you don't need courage to do something you're not afraid of, right? So you got to be courageous, not have less fear. You know what I'm saying? Is that book and another book, Courage by the homie Osho. Really good book. Courage by Osho. My girl says, man, the book changes your perspective to thinking positively and believing in yourself, right? And the reason I don't remember that is because like that was never a problem for me. Like my shit was just like, if anything, like I believe in myself way too much sometimes. Like overconfidence has been my problem, which is a big problem. A lot of people, you could ask, Puffy thought he was gonna get away with that shit. You know. All right, what else? Overconfidence, man. What else we got?
DGC. What's good, Brandon? I wanted to ask, what's that Tylenol PM without the Tylenol you mentioned before?
That's the Unisom, Playboy. That's the Unisom.
Damn.
All right.
We got 2 Fire. Hi, BBC. I need help. My father wants to pay for me to move to Argentina with my brother, but my mother has no plans to sustain herself. I'm 20, my bro's 18. She might be holding me down, but she's my mom.
She wants to move where?
Mom is not going anywhere.
No, where's he want to move?
Oh, Argentina?
yo. It's like, yo, you break out the accent for the Latino words. That's kind of me. Like when I said Asu Uganda, like it's kind of me, man. Like with the African words, I break out the African accent. I get it. All right, cool. Hey, bro, you're 20. You know what I'm saying? You got to decide. You got to make that decision, you know? I don't know the context of it. Your mom is holding you down. I think you meant that in a bad way. Not in like, yo, hold me down, son. Not in a good way. She's 20, man. She can't. You 20, man. You an adult. She can't be holding you down. The fuck you mean, man? You an adult. You know what I'm saying? You an adult, right? You can do whatever you want. You got to make the decision. If you want to make some money, support your mom. If you feel like you need to do that, then do that. Like, yo, Argentina ain't going nowhere, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you can always put that off. Like, Argentina's still gonna be here. You know what I'm saying? In a year or two or whatever, right? You know, you 20, man. Yo, I don't know the context of the situation. It sounds like there's a lot more to it than I know about. But you and your brother, you know, if you feel like you need to take care of your mom in some sort of way, are you in Chile? He's not talking from America. And your mom. Oh, I wonder if his mom's not doing nothing. Is she not doing anything lazy, or you need your help? I don't know. You got to make that decision, bro. Honestly, I can't tell you, and I ain't lived with my parents since I was 14, man. So like asking me family shit, it's like I hold my mom down. She don't have to pay for shit. I pay her rent and all that other stuff, but get her whatever she need. But I don't be looking for nobody's approval in my family, right? You know what I'm saying? So I'm not the best. I might not be the best person to answer this question. I just be real with you.
We have Hacko.
All right.
Hey, Brandon, I'm 19, graduated college at 17, and now making $50K per year in IT. How much money should I have before starting a business? You got to download the Baller Mindset course, man. I really like it. There's nothing to sell you. It's just like I put that together for situations like this, because the what I'm going to tell you, the answer is more comprehensive than I have time for right here, right? But I answered the whole thing in the Baller Mindset, and there's nothing you can buy in that course. It's legit free for situations like this. You know what I'm saying? Like, shout out to you. You know what I'm saying? You know, 19-year-old making it happen. You know, the Baller Mindset course will put you on the right path. It answers that question directly. We have Peter.
Mm-hmm.
What's up, Brandon? I'm graduating in May and want to start making moves for an online training business and modeling for fitness. What do you recommend?
Yeah, go for it, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like I definitely did both of those things. Matter of fact, we put together a course that's it's gonna be gone. This one is, you do gotta pay for it. It's a FitBiz blueprint. Links in the description. We put it together just for Black Friday. Cyber Money. It's like a really stripped down version of my high ticket trainer course. Links in the description. It'll definitely put you on the right path, brother.
We have Mav.
Big
Thoughts
Mac.
on purpose of life. After you become a baller, is there more to life than making money, starting on the haters and hoes?
Then it's like kids and legacy, but you got to look at like the hierarchy of needs. Like when people ask, like, what's the meaning? Like, yo, there's a hierarchy of needs. It's Maslow. But again, it's called Maslow's hierarchy of needs. I don't have time to go through it, but first you got to handle your biological needs: food, air, water, shelter. Right. Then you need to be safe. You need to feel safe. Right. You know, you're not in danger all the time. Then you need like some other shit, right? But at the top of that, I don't have it memorized anymore. But at the top of it was like self-actualization, right? Being the best you can be and actually helping others and doing other stuff for people. And yeah, man, you know, but you got to get yourself in the right spot first, right? There's a reason the plane waitress, when you flying, tells you that you got to cover yourself. If there's an emergency, you got to cover yourself with the mask before you start helping other motherfuckers, man. You know. All right, yeah, all right, cool.
Yeah, big player JD.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, Brandon. And get that person on the pod.
All right.
Yeah, Gymnasium Bruce Wayne.
Okay.
Happy Thanksgiving, though, brother.
Same to you, though. Same to you.
We have David Diaz. Your advice is super helpful, always improving and bettering my life. Thank you.
Hey, man, I love to hear it.
We have DGC.
Mm-hmm.
That book by the homie Ernest Holmes, Creative Mind of Success. I see why you said it's a little weird, but the book's fire. Appreciate you, big homie.
That's a secret one, man. That slipped past a lot of people, man, but not you.
And we have Blue Collar Fitness. Going back to his keto question, he said, got it. They are fat. Testimonial Harvest. I love keto. You got me into keto. I lost 40 pounds.
Come on.
Thanks, BCC.
Come on. Oh, Testimonial Harvest. So he's in HTT. Yeah. Yeah. And, you know, for more specific HTT questions, like, you don't have to spend money to ask me this. I'll answer your questions, right? But this, like, we have like a team of coaches in HTT, right? And you could also put a support ticket, or you can put a question in the Facebook group, and one of our coaches will answer it like within 24 hours. So I got a whole arm to get people to support you in HTT. I thought you was just a guy asking for help, but I'll answer your questions, right? But like for HTT questions, like don't wait for the next podcast to ask that, right? And also, like, yo, I did the live training today. I do live training every Tuesday, man. So you can actually just get on the live training and ask for free, baby. You know what I'm saying? You HTT member, all right? But I want to see you succeed, man. Let's get it. That Testimonial Harvest is the shit, all right? Hey, this has been another episode of the Victory Talk, the only podcast that help you build your money muscle mindset. Make sure we do this every Tuesday and Thursday at 7:00. And next Thursday, we might have a special guest. Someone y'all been asking for. I'll keep you updated. All right, peace.